Hey guys, thanks for tuning into my channel again. Here's my next project. Here's a very old dresser that's in need of a lot of repairs, and then I'm going to paint it as well. But here you can see the top of this dresser needs a lot of repair work. It needs to be sanded down. It's got a lot of scratches and gashes and nicks in it. So I'm going to sand this down and do a lot of filling work on it and then sand it down and paint it. And here we have some old broken wheels that are going to have to be removed. And then you can also see here that the drawers all need to be repaired. They all look like this one with this gap right here, and they're loose. So I'm gonna have to pull them apart and glue them all back together. So first thing I did was I removed all of the hardware. And now I am fixing the first drawer. So this drawer was actually nailed in place, but it wasn't quite in all the way. It was like this. There was a gap, so I knew something was wrong. So I removed the nail. And now I'm going to take some wood glue and I'm going to put it in here, and I'm going to push it back together, and I'm going to let it dry overnight. Now everything's ready to be sanded. These drawers have a layer of veneer on them, so I can only sand so much. I had to do one more drawer repair. This fell apart at the dovetail, so I glued it back. Now I'm waiting for that to dry. I also sanded the entire piece, all 4 drawers and the dresser, with 220 after scuffing it up with 150. Now I have to wipe back all of this dust and then give it a good cleaning before I start to paint it. Here are the 4 drawers and the bracket for the mirror. Everything is sanded and smooth and ready to be painted, but first I'm going to clean them with some Dixie Belle White Lightning. I'm also going to clean inside the drawers because we want to make sure that everything is nice and clean for the client. As I was cleaning the drawers, I found that there were a lot of places that needed to be filled. So I grabbed the Dixie mud and I went to town on these drawers. I waited for it to dry and then I sanded off the excess. If you're enjoying this video so far, please remember to hit the like button and please consider subscribing to my channel so you don't miss any upcoming videos. This spot on the drawer definitely needs to be repaired. I'm actually going to take some with my finger because it's when you can feel the best. Just smush it in there. I'm actually going to do the whole side of this because it looks like that crack can continue. And I'm going to leave this chunky. And when it dries, I'll sand it smooth. You'd rather have too much on here than not enough. The rest of the drawers look good. The corners all look good. So that's it for the drawers. Now I'm gonna let this dry and let all of this dry. Oh, here you go. I filled in that crack. Actually, you could use a little more. Leave it nice and chunky. A lot of excess to sand. And I also did this. This was a giant crack as well. Actually, let's put a little more there too. Now it has excess. All right, let's wait for all this to dry. As you can see, the top of this piece required a lot of filling. There were a lot of gashes, there were a couple little holes, but now they're all filled and I'm making the whole top smooth again. After I cleaned off all the dust from filling and sanding, I started with the first coat of primer. Now for the fun part. I have Dixie Belle's chalk mineral paint in the color Burlap, and I'm going to be using the Lauren brush from Melange Paints. So now I'm going to paint everything. I have my spray bottle to keep everything a little moist as I'm painting. It helps the paint go on much nicer. And then once it dries, I'm going to be using some brown wax around the edges and the corners. Let's see how it comes out. I absolutely love this brush. That went on so quickly, so smooth, so perfect. I'm definitely impressed, and I'm upset that I haven't used this before. I'm going to do this drawer in real time because that brush is absolutely amazing, and I want you to see the real time and how fast I get this painted. So let's make sure it's in full view. Right here, that's good. Spray the brush a little bit. Look at that. That's amazing. I am very impressed. And I'm only putting a little bit of paint on the tip of the brush. That's it. Was that less than 45 seconds? Less than a minute. And I have one coat on the entire drawer. I'll speed this up for you a little bit. Here I'm painting the bracket and the dresser, and I'm going to do the drawers as well. I'm going to do the first coat on everything. I'm going to let the first coat dry for a little bit, and then I'll be doing the second coat. Here I'm doing the second coat on the drawers. Here's the dresser I've been working on. It's now ready for some clear wax. And then I'm going to use some brown wax on top of the clear wax to give it a little bit of character on the edges and in the corners, edges. And then here's the mirror. Yes, I ruined a set of Uno cards. And here's the mirror bracket. So I'm going to start waxing. I'm now adding the brown wax while the clear wax is still wet. I did not wait at all. I put the clear wax on and then I immediately jumped into applying the brown wax. So the brown is going to be along the edges and on the handles, and it's going to hopefully give this piece a faded look for, you know, going for like the faded farmhouse distressed look while not actually distressing the paint. Here's the completed piece. I am now happy with the amount of brown wax that I've added to it to give it that distressed farmhouse look. I did take some sandpaper to it and actually distress some of the edges because the client really stressed that she wanted the distressed look. So here it is. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching it all the way through. And please remember to hit the like button. Thank you.